Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm currently 23rd global, though I haven't taken 6 defenses, but I just want to show you guys a couple of my hits that I did, and yeah, to show you that the log launcher knowledge was not a waste. Yeah, so this base I saw obviously find a place for my royal champion, and I found this part of the base to send my RC into. So I sent her in there, and after the spirit walk I didn't just know where to send, where to send my smash. Let her finish up with the spirit walk, and yes, let's pause it here. So from here I didn't know where to send my spam. Honestly, I was thinking if I'm sending it in here, trying to get into the core of the base would be tough. Same thing here, trying to get into the core, and I couldn't easily funnel this part of the base with my king because getting in here was also tough. So I said, you know what, I'm going to send my log launcher, do a log launcher kill squad. So I was thinking, this was why I thought of it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do a log launcher kill squad. And I used a RootRider. I didn't have a golem, of course, so I used the RootRider to tank initially. Then I had my ice golem and my king and my queen, and then I started the log launcher into the core of the base. I have my giant arrow and yes, and Valks and hogs in my CC, but it didn't stop me because I knew that was the only way, that was the best way to get into the core of the base. So my log launcher is cooking. I started my RootRiders, my loons and healers behind, and I'm also using the heal tome now. I forgot to tell you guys, but I'm using the heal tome now. So king and queen making their way into the core of the base. King ability to clear up the rest, and can you see the pathing now? The pathing is clean into the base here, and then my king and queen are here with the log launcher. I have my arrow, so I just fired my arrow since I didn't have magic mirror, of course. So warding ability, RC, and then yeah, the Valks and the Hawks came out of the CC. Then overgrowth just a part of the back end, but then the base was already crushed. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys and show that the log launcher knowledge was not a waste. So I learned it, and a couple of times if I see there's a base that needs something like that, I'm just going to do it. So let me show you another hit. My second to the last hit of the day, I hit Dima. If you guys are familiar with Dima is Navi's base builder. Was Navi's base builder last year, so double rage base. And you guys know my drill for double rage bases. I enter into one part of the base, either in here or in here. So I decided to enter this part of the base, and I lost my royal champion. But then it was a really nice recovery. So yeah, typically you will enter into, now take a look at this. This is a double rage base. You want to enter into here and enter into here, and you want to enter from here. I found out that this part of the base was baited after that. This is one thing that pro players always do. They find the best entries into the base and they bait it. So I sent my RC charge, and I was greedy. Not I was trying to be greedy. I was greedy when she was in the midst of raged buildings, and it cost me big time. So yeah, she was here, and instead of me to take her out of there or use my invis, I was waiting for my fox, and I lost my RC. But luckily for me, I pulled the CC, and it was triple ice golem CC. That's the worst CC you can possibly face in the core of the base. So I pulled it and I fought it with the poison spell and a Valkyrie. Did I even use a Valkyrie? I used a minion and 2 super barbs. So here, let's pause it here. So all I thought of was departing into the base, and this time I didn't have my RC in the core, so I said, you know what, I'm going to send my king into the core of the base, and I sent my siege barracks along the outside. No troop launcher here, so siege barracks along the outside, and king and RootRiders. You see the tornado trap soon. Yeah, tornado trap with a lot of giant bombs. If my RC was in there, she would have lost her fox in the first second. This is too fast. I also sent my queen. My queen took the town hall. I had to wall break. You have to be thinking on the fly, especially once you lose your royal champion. So everything was just remaining this rich tower compartment of the base. Loon pulled like 5. Did you guys see that? 5 red airmines. So rich tower was active, and then I popped my king ability before using the overgrowth spell so that his quick would get maximum value, and the spiky ball. Dropping your overgrowth and popping your king ability when they're in the core of the base, it doesn't go so well. So yeah, all I was left was that compartment of the base. My king and RootRider smashed through the entire core of the base, and yeah, just waiting for the overgrowth to expire. This minion prince, obviously my RC is not in the core of the base, so it was killing my ground stuff. So I just recalled my warding because I still had my recall and put him here, and they cleared off the rest of the base, so that was easy. And then I still had an invis to swag. So fret not when your RC dies. Just think and be calm and composed, and you'd still triple the base. So let me show you one more before the video gets too long. I think there was one I used the log launcher again, but it was a double invis base. Yes, this is a double invis base. I used my log launcher. So typically, yeah, with double invis bases, you can't enter. That's the idea behind double invis bases and why they are tricky. You can't enter here, this corner, you can't enter this corner, so only this corner and this corner. So this corner has the giga bomb, so you won't want to enter here, so you would want to enter here, and that is where they put all the traps. But I knew this, obviously, knowing base building and base trapping, so I sent my RC in there. I was expecting the traps, and obviously there were traps in there, so sent her traps. I was ready for whatever amount of invis I was supposed to use. But yeah, it was still fine. She cleared most of it. It wasn't super trapped. So yeah, she got that. And then after recalling her, I was like, you need the arrow on the base, obviously, because it's a double invis base. So I sent my arrow across. It didn't hit both. It's very hard to hit both invis because they cleared out all the buildings here that you will need to hit an arrow on both buildings, both invis towers. So my plan was this other one. I'm going to send my king in, and I sent him in with the log launcher. Log launcher is another thing that activates the what's it called, the invis tower. So log launcher in, no buildings there to send my king out. So I just sent the king in behind the log launcher, and he cleared out the entire compartment with his ability. That's why I also use the king in normal mode. The king's ability clears a lot, unlike the hard mode that it clears only a few buildings, but on normal mode it clears a whole lot. That's why I still use him instead of the minion, and he's good for funneling. So yeah, just clean up at this point, waiting for the overgrowth to expire. There was one Tesla here that messed up my made my troops to move right and then back left, but that was still good. So yeah, that's my Legends League, and hopefully I get a few defenses. The base I'm using is in the description of my most recent video, so if you want to use it, you can check it out, and hopefully I get defenses.